to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it.
Good morning in Ferndale. Good morning in Verona, home of the Cardinals. Thank you for making KFGO number one in the morning, number one all day long. The KFGO Morning Crew, Doug Lear, Bonnie Mastati, getting your Tuesday set for you.
Every Tuesday right around 7:40, we're joined by licensed registered dietitian Elizabeth McGee. If you guys have any questions for her, the Laney studio lines are open, 237-5948. 1-800-880-5346, or you can text in your questions to 35270.
Good morning, Elizabeth.
Hello.
On National Meatball Day,
Yeah.
let's spend a little time on what I consider like kind of a pure protein, powerful package of meat.
Yeah.
The meatball. Is the meatball severely underrated as a health food?
I wouldn't. I mean, are we calling it a health food?
Oh, I am.
He is.
Okay. I mean, I think that you can make meatballs healthy way.
How could you make it unhealthy? What would be unhealthy about it? I mean, it's pure protein. It's basically like you got like a wad of protein that you're just eating.
I think just like depending on what kind of meat that you're putting in it. When I make meatballs, you're not coming over probably for these. I put like frozen spinach and I use turkey. And then I put some pico in them.
Spinach in a meatball.
These are your normal meatballs that you feed your family?
Oh, my, no.
Oh,
no
these
one
are for
would
yourself?
Eat these.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
and I
got
haven't
it.
made these in a long time. It's my friend's recipe. They're so good. I've never made that's the only kind of meatball I've ever actually made.
Okay, so you cook differently for yourself than the family, kind of.
I do
too. I
Do you
eat
know how much I
differently.
wish that was not the case? Like if we're eating tacos, everybody's happy because then, you can kind of do what you want if you want to make a taco salad or nachos or whatever. But yes, it's annoying. And it probably just stemmed from my daughter and I being on our own. It was like there was only two of us for so long. And now that was...
Now you got a big family to feed.
Okay, Bonnie, as an Italian,
Yes.
How do you make your meatballs?
Okay, so I use lean ground beef, so whatever, 97, something like that. That's how I don't like ground turkey. My niece and my two daughters eat it, and I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
So I use extra lean or lean ground beef. You can do crushed up saltines, but another thing that I do often is I do oatmeal. Because that's a common ingredient to put in your meatballs.
Can you tell
oatmeal.
that there's oatmeal actually in it? Can kids tell?
No, it just bulks it up like the soda crackers would do.
Right.
And
I've put breadcrumbs in before.
Breadcrumbs work
Can't
too.
you just put eggs in there?
Well, you do put an egg in there for binder.
A couple eggs.
A couple of them?
No, usually one for a pound. But if you're doing 2 pounds, I suppose you're listening
I
to
know.
him.
How do you make yours? Yours are probably like wrapped in bacon and it's like pork and
deep
probably
fried. And then, your seasonings. I like to put a little extra Parmesan cheese, and sometimes I'll put oregano in them just to, either if I'm putting them in spaghetti sauce,
I'm
just
never
to do it that way.
serve meatballs to either of you two because you would both
I
be
would
like,
eat yours except for the turkey. I just don't. And we were having this discussion because he had seen some with spinach in the grocery store, sent me a picture, and I said, just because they're turkey doesn't mean that they're healthier than ground beef, correct or not?
And that's true, yeah, because you can get like a higher fat ground turkey just like you can with ground beef. So just, be aware if you're buying ground turkey, that doesn't mean that it's healthy. And I don't know, I would use ground beef too. It just seems like we are more likely to have ground turkey in the house for whatever reason. But I think I like ground beef
obviously
better,
like it,
but
right.
I like ground turkey. I mean, I don't know.
My girls do too, but I've tried it several times and I just don't care for it.
Yeah, so I think meatballs can be good, but I imagine that people make them with like different kinds of meat and probably not like lean kinds of meat.
And some people use ground pork in there also, mix ground beef and ground pork.
Right. Or I don't know, roll it in, like I said, bacon. I have no idea. I don't like
Doug.
bacon either. It's who knows what Doug's. He's
Our
probably got an
ladies'
Oreo
studio
in it.
line is open at 237-5948, 1-800-880-5346. Hey, good morning, Teresa. You're on with Elizabeth McGee.
Hi. I haven't Googled it, but I do remember a couple of years ago about the baby carrots, that they're really not like baby carrots, even the taste. I know people love them. They love to dip them in dip, but are they real carrots?
They are real carrots. I remember this too, and they were saying that they had been like soaked in chlorine or something. Do you remember this, Bonnie?
Yes.
They are real carrots. Whether or not they really grew as mini carrots or they're just, kind of shaved down to that. I don't know. My whole philosophy is if you like baby carrots and that's what's going to get you to eat vegetables, then eat baby carrots. And if you like the other ones, then go for those. But they're safe to eat.
Yeah, but the taste, like with real carrots, you boil them, you get a little bit of red, and with these baby carrots, you know, you almost have to nuke them to even get them to soften up. So that's why, for me, I thought they weren't. I thought they were GMO type of modified.
I don't know if carrots fall into the whole GMO category, but maybe that's why I like them better, because they don't get soft and mushy if you're cooking them.
But I do hear you, though. Yeah, I think the baby carrots, Teresa, too, I think raw is better for those. I agree with you. But if you get the good old, you know, the big carrots or whatever and then peel them yourself, they do seem to taste better. I would agree with you there. Thanks for listening and thanks for the call.
Yep, thank you. Bye-bye.
You bet. 237-5948, 1-800-880-5346. Laney studio lines are open. If you have any questions for licensed registered dietitian Elizabeth McGee, she's here to help you, or you can text into 35270. Have you tried the difference?
Of the carrots?
The carrots.
When she's talking about taste, I guess I do notice that there is a taste but I don't hardly ever buy the big ones, just because the little ones are easy. And if I buy the big ones, then I have to peel them and cut them up. You know,
right.
It's
The
so
little ones are
taxing for me. I'm so
convenient
busy.
for us.
Super convenient. And I honestly don't mind the taste difference. But now when I'm thinking about it, maybe I do like the bigger ones better.
Yeah, garden carrots obviously are the best option.
Right.
But for the bigger ones, I find that I will buy those for soups and stews or pot pies, whatever you're making, because they do have a better taste. And I hear her on the ones, if you're trying to nuke them, they don't seem to get soft at all,
and
the
that's
mini
funny.
ones.
And I like raw carrots, and I don't like cooked carrots unless they're not mushy.
And you're not alone. There's a lot of people that don't like cooked carrots.
Right.
Give them to me anyway. I like carrots.
See, if in a stew I'd eat them, I'd probably pick them out of a lot of things like a child.
Yeah, you're not alone. There's a lot of people that don't like vegetables to begin with.
Right.
Wanted to ask about indoor walking on a treadmill versus outdoor walking. JJ Gordon and I had this conversation. He thinks it's harder walking outside than it is on a treadmill, and I think I'm the opposite. Because I get bored on the treadmill. What are your thoughts? Is one better than the other for you?
I don't necessarily think one is better than the other, but I feel like I know what he's saying. And this would take like a running or a walking or exercise expert, but I think if you're outside, it is harder because you're dealing with like changes of terrain or things like that, where on the treadmill it's just a flat, consistent speed and whatever. However, I 100% get the boredom. I can't even like watch a show and walk on the treadmill, and I'd rather go outside and do it too, unless I guess I'm trying to multitask. And when I was in college, I would study and things on the treadmill. But again, whichever
It's
one,
boring.
Well, if I'm going to run, it has to be on a treadmill, and I have to have a magazine.
Okay. But so I get the outdoor terrain depending on, like where I walk, it is flat. There is not a single hill anywhere. Maybe JJ is walking up hills and on changing terrain, which would be better for you than just all flat walking.
It
on
would
top
be,
of
and
it.
I should have threw that in as a disclaimer that probably in Fargo-Moorhead, anywhere around here, I mean, your terrain's not going to change other than like tripping on a sidewalk.
The only
or
big
something
hill I
that's uneven.
see, and I'm tempted, and I know people walk on it and bike on it, but I always get concerned that I'm going to get pushed into traffic or something. That big hill on 34th Street in Moorhead that goes up by Target.
Yes.
There's like a huge hill there. Now, that would be good for you.
That would be good. Or even like heading over to the dike and, do some dike runs or walk up and down.
Oh, yeah. I
'Cause
see
there's a
people
trail-
doing boot camp over
Yeah,
there.
because there's a trail right there. So, I mean, if you're looking for an incline, that's where you have to go, I think.
Yeah, look for it. Okay. Text in, I'm a plant science researcher at NDSU. Thank you for the text. They say baby carrots are shaved down from big carrots. They are not GMO. GMO vegetables are not approved in the U.S. So there you go, Teresa.
Thank you.
And I had heard
From
the part about
expert.
them being shaved down. I
So
didn't
did
know
I.
about
I didn't know if it was true, but I like when we've got a plant expert.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you for texting in.